Welcome to the SHU Sports Report. With Taylor Krimmel, I'm Aaron Burrell. Most of the campus is on spring break, but our athletes are hard at work.
The NEC tournament kicked off for women's basketball on Sunday with SHU as the #1 seed. They took on number 8 Mount St. Mary's, who they had just played 6 days earlier. NEC Coach of the Year Jessica Manetti's squad passed its first test with flying colors. Let's check out the highlights. Get you started off here with an Adacia Williams three-pointer, first bucket of the game. Then Adacia doing more work on the left side. She's going to make the nice little up and under here for the score. And then more three-pointers for the Pioneers. Hickey to Kimmel. Kimmel kicks it right back. Hickey, top of the key, buckets. Then more threes in the second quarter. Alyssa Tarsi out to Tykira Carter from way downtown. Then Hannah Kimmel, you can't leave her open like that. She's got it. Kelsey Castro, she'll take a 3-2. That one's money. Then third quarter now, Adacia Williams. She's got the 3 there. Then end of the third quarter here, Tykira Carter to beat the buzzer off glass. Bench mob is happy about that one. Hannah Kimmel playing on both ends with the swat. Then Shelby Hickey doing work inside, gets her own miss and puts it back in. Larae Etienne with the bucket. Your final score is 66-47. NEC Player of the Year Hannah Kimmel finished with a double-double, notching 12 points and 10 rebounds. 3 other Pioneers, including League's Most Improved Player and All-NEC second team member Alyssa Tarsi, scored double digits in a balanced effort. Next up, the team hosts number 4 seed St. Francis University for a shot at the title game. The Pioneers swept the regular season series with the Red Flash, so come on out to the Pitt Center tonight at 7 p.m. to see if they can make it a clean 3. For those of you who can't make it, the game will also be broadcast on ESPN3.
The men's basketball team took on LIU Brooklyn in the NEC quarterfinals on March 2nd at the Pitt Center. They were looking to keep their season extended for a little while longer while hoping to go dancing with the nation's finest in March. Newly crowned NEC Player of the Year Kane Broome put on what was a show for the ages, nearly leading the Pioneers back all the way from a 20-point deficit. We're going to pick this one up in the first tie game. Kane Broome is going to catch the back and dunk it in and one. Falzone is going to grab the offensive rebound, put it back up. He's going to get the and one. Broome here on the steal. The fast break. He's going to find Hohen. Hohen is going to find Allen. Allen is going to lay it in. 2 for the Pioneers. Joel Hernandez gets a steal, nearly gets hung at the rim, but gets the lucky bounce. Kane Broome picks up the steal. He is going to go coast to coast, right at the big fella, and bank it in. Broome catches the outlet, lays it in. Broome again lays it in. Broome here, deep 3, leading the Pioneers back. He is on fire. The dead-on 3. He's going to get it to go. The crowd is starting to get into it. Joel Hernandez Euro steps and finds the basket. Falzone with a huge rejection. But Hernandez here is going to finish it off. The Pioneers fall 84-76. Broome finished with a game high of 35 points, 25 of which came in the second half. Quincy McKnight had 14, while Falzone added 13. And 2 blocks, ending his career as SHU's all-time Division I leader in blocks. SHU ends its season 12-18, including finishing 11-7 in the NEC to place second, matching its best ever finish in the league.
Frank DeZenzo is in the update corner, and speaking of spring break, I hear the golf teams are enjoying some Florida weather.
You got that right, Taylor. The men's and women's golf teams hit the spring break hotspot, Daytona, Florida, to compete at the Lonnie Barton Invitational. The men recorded a team score best of 299, finishing third, while Tom DeAndrea finished tied for second with rounds of 1/73. On the women's side, the Pioneers were able to improve their team score by 19 strokes to move up a spot and take 4th place at the Lonnie Barton Invitational. Ellen Nyborg moved 9 spots to finish in 8th place. Sacred Heart's equestrian team's Hunt Seat won its final competition of the regular season at the Mystic Valley Hunt Club. Freshman Carrie-Ann Johnson earned High Point Rider, helping the Pioneers to a 2nd place finish in the region, just 4 points behind the 1st place Connecticut. Lauren Mahoney and Rebecca Titler qualified for regionals in their respective events and will compete for a shot at the IHSA semifinals on April 2nd. Looking to win its third match in a row, Sacred Heart's women's tennis team had 4 match points at second doubles to clinch a victory, but could not overcome Valparaiso in its first action during its spring break trip in Puerto Rico on Sunday morning. Reigning Northeast Conference Player of the Month, Katie DiRenzo, extended her winning streak across both singles and doubles play to 6 matches, sweeping her opponent at first singles and teaming with Taylor for a victory at her first doubles. NEC Rookie of the Month Olivia Plotzaberski also swept her match at third singles, while Paige Olson gave SHU its 3rd point by defeating her second singles opponent. The Pioneers would then struggle with East Carolina on Monday, falling in a 4-0 sweep. SHU wraps up playing Puerto Rico on Thursday when it takes on Minnesota State. After getting swept by Harvard on Saturday, the men's volleyball team began a 6-game homestand with a 3-1 win over McKendree on Sunday evening. Austin Arcala and Chris DeLucy combined for 42 kills, just 1 short of the visiting Bobcats. DeLucy set 2 career highs on the night, hitting 514 with 23 kills, a new career best for a 4-match set. Also with a new career high was Noah Ricchetti, who led the match with 48 assists. Sacred Heart's next match, scheduled for 7 p.m. on Wednesday against Holy Names, has been changed to Thursday at 3 p.m. due to SHU's basketball teams hosting a Northeast Conference semifinal on Wednesday night. We'll have more in the Pioneer updates in a bit. Let's go back to the desk for you guys with some lacrosse action.
Hoping to end a 2-game losing streak, the men's lacrosse team hosted Providence in their 2nd home game of the season. The Pioneers started off well, getting a man-up goal from Julian Garitano and a second from Brian Massey to go up 2-0. It was a close game for the rest of the first half, with the teams trading goals. It appeared that Providence would pull away in the 3rd quarter with 3 goals in the final 5 minutes. The Friars led 9-5 going into the 4th. Then Massey led a furious Pioneer rally with 2 goals in the final period to close the gap to 1. However, Providence scored the game's final 2 goals to win it 11-8. The Pioneers hit the road next Saturday, taking on Vermont at 1 p.m.
The women's lacrosse team welcomed crosstown rivals Fairfield to Campus Field for their home opener on March 2nd. The Stags started hot and took a 5-0 lead that the Pioneers were unable to close, eventually falling 14-10. Caitlin Delaney led SHU with 4 goals, which tied a season high, while Paige Hammock and Carly Cavagnaro each made 4 saves in goal. 4 days later, they were on the road to take on UMass Lowell. Led by NEC player Caitlin Delaney's 5 goals and 3 assists, the Pioneers cruised to a 17-5 win over the Riverhawks. Delaney's performance led to a pair of honors from the NEC, as she was named co-player and defensive player of the week. Jenna Lidgeberg netted a hat trick, while Carly Cavagnaro made 9 saves to help the team in its 2nd win of the season.
With more on the women's lacrosse season, let's throw it over to the Coach's Corner, where head coach Laura Cook is talking to our own Diana Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Taylor, and thank you, Coach Cook, for joining us. You guys are about a third of the way through the season. You're coming off a convincing road win against UMass Lowell. Tell me, have you met your expectations, and what do you expect for the rest of the season?
Well, what I'd say this part of the year is really about us just getting better each game and each practice. That's really what our focus is always at this part of the year in our non-conference games. So yeah, I would say we're meeting expectations. We still have a long way to go, but for us, it's doing the little things every day at practice, learning what we need to do better in games, so that when we get to conference play, we have everything squared away.
Right. Caitlin Delaney, she's top 10 in the nation, player of the week, co-offensive and defensive player of the week for the NEC. She leads in caused turnovers and points. Explain her ability on both sides of the field.
Well, Kate is a great player for us. She is our shutdown defender on defense. And on offense, she has such a great ability and a nose for the goal that, we don't really have to tell her to do too much. She just has that competitive edge, which, is hard in a lot of girls, but she just has that competitive edge and is able to score goals when we need them. But with Kate, she has great players behind her that make it easier on her. So it is a total team effort. Kate's doing great things, but a lot of it also is what our team's doing behind her.
Right, and that leads to my next question. It doesn't take just one player, it takes a whole team. So talk about some other players that have made an impact so far this year.
Well, I think Jenna Liljeberg, one of our senior captains, has come back really strong. We switched her from the offensive end to midfield this year, and she's done great things for us. Dominique Anselman, she's a sophomore. She's came in as a defender for us, and she's another defender that we look to shut down other teams' opposing players. So again, those are two of the few, but again, it's everybody on that team, from the 12 stars, but also to the girls on the bench who are really coming off the bench and helping us out at key points of the games.
Right. So you're next in action March 18th. You guys will be hosting LaSalle University. Tell everyone here what they could expect to see coming to a Sacred Heart lacrosse game.
Well, for us, it's about playing 60 minutes. The girls never give up. That's something we always talk to them about. It's going to be a fun game, and the girls, work hard the entire 60 minutes we're out there. You're always going to see a competitive game when you come to one of our lacrosse games.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a great pleasure having you, and we hope to see you back soon. The Pioneers take on LaSalle Explorers this Friday at 3 p.m. at Campus Field. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Diana, and thank you, Coach Cook. Let's head over to Frank, who's got a few more updates for us. What do you got for us, Frank?
Well, Aaron, the SHU men's ice hockey team competed in their final series this weekend in the first round of the Atlantic Hockey Tournament. After falling in Game 1, the Pioneers forced a decisive Game 3 with Saturday's 2-1 victory, but Bentley was the one who advanced to the quarterfinals, taking Game 3 4-1. Jordan Manillo was able to break through for the Pioneers in the second period, cutting the lead to 2-1, before the Falcons would respond and end Sacred Heart's season. The Pioneers finished their season with 13 wins, their third consecutive season with double-digit wins. Go Pioneers! Sacred Heart Wrestling competed at EIWA Championships, taking 14th place overall, but had some spectacular individual efforts. Freshman Gerard Daly finished in 7th place in the 125-pound class, while Elliot Antler and Ray Sherwood finished in 8th in their respective weights, marking the first time the Pioneers had 3 top 8 finishers at the EIWA Championships. The Pioneers baseball team continued its season-opening 10-game road trip at 16th-ranked Louisiana Lafayette. SHU was swept by the Raging Cajuns, but freshman Baylor Sandal went a combined 4 2/3 innings over 2 relief appearances without giving up an earned run to earn his first career NEC Rookie of the Week nod. Sacred Heart then finally cracked the win column on Tuesday, pounding out 20 hits, its most since the 2011 season, in a 16-3 triumph over Alcorn State. The Pioneers continue their road trip this weekend with 3 games at Nichols State. Softball traveled to Kissimmee, Florida to compete at the Rebel Games, finishing 1-3 on the weekend. SHU beat Niagara decisively 10-2, tacking on 7 runs in the bottom of the 5th to enact the run rule, ending the game in just 5 innings. The Pioneers then split a midweek doubleheader at Stenson on Tuesday, with Christian McCann's single in the 8th inning driving in the game-winning run. SHU heads to continue its play in the Rebel Games in the Sunshine State on Wednesday against Hampton and Drexler. That's all I have for you this week in the Update Corner, but there'll be plenty of more to talk about next week. Back over to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Frank. The women's bowling team went 7-3 in their final Northeast Conference meet of the regular season at Wallingford Bowl in Connecticut to clinch a share of the regular season title. The Pioneers finished the year 14-6 in conference play, tied with St. Francis U. After being with 2 wins apiece head-to-head, the Red Flash won the tiebreaker with more total pins in the 4 regular season matches between the 2 teams, meaning SHU will be the 2 seed when the Pioneers go for their 3rd NEC championship at the conference tournament on March 25th and 26th.
SHU Track and Field was in the business of breaking records at this weekend's IC4A ECAC Championships. Kayla Lawrence broke a school record not once but twice in the 500 meters, running her qualifier in 1 minute 13.69 seconds, then topping that at 1 minute 13.53 seconds in the final to finish in 4th place. Lawrence set a new personal best and earned All East honors. Marina D'Amelia would also earn All East accolades and record a personal best in her first appearance at the ECAC Championships. She reached 16.73 meters in the weight throw and placed 7th in a field of 27. Selena Sampiri tied her own school record in the pole vault in Sacred Heart's first ever appearance at the event in the ECACs. Sampiri cleared 3.6 meters for a 2nd consecutive weekend on her 3rd and final attempt and tied for 11th place. Not to be outdone by the women, the men's 4x400 meter relay team of Sebastian Pierre, Brendan Tumasiankra, Trevor Guerrera, and Ralph Gangi ran the 2nd fastest time in program history, falling just 0.21 seconds shy of the school record set in 2007. The All-Star Quartet ended the season at third place in the NEC rankings after combining to finish 316.92. And there you have it, another solid week in the books for Sacred Heart Athletics. For Diana Cannizzaro, Frank DeZenzo, and Aaron Burrell, I'm Taylor Krimmel. We'll see you back here next week.